Welcome to Egg Foo What, the first and only podcast about people eating stuff. I'm Mike Lisk, and I'm here with my co-host.
I'm Greg Wilson. Welcome again to another episode of Egg Foo What?
That almost sounded hysterical.
Thank you. Hysterical in a good way?
No, the bad hysterical. Yeah, there's two different hystericals.
Yeah. I understand that.
No, it sounded like you needed some help.
Yeah.
You know, like it was a cry for help.
When that Louis C.K. bit, something about that was hysterical, and he would spend 10 minutes explaining that hysterical means like you lost your senses.
Here's a shocker.
Like, did you literally lose your senses?
Here's a shocker. Not a Louis C.K. fan.
Is that a shocker?
And that's before I knew he was a perv.
I don't. Yeah, you didn't like him to begin with.
Not really. No. I think I saw some of the early stand-ups. Mm-hmm. He seemed like kind of a bully. Did he change his act as he went along? And then
no, I sense he's leaning into the bullying now that he's done his penance, and I think he feels like we're very close, so I don't have any trouble just spouting this stuff. I don't think he's restrained by anything at all. So I'm a big fan. He's one of my favorite comedians of all time, and I love that first show of his. I wasn't in love with the second one, the Louis one. Did you watch either of those?
No, I watched FX. I gave it a shot. I just never found him funny. I don't think I've ever laughed at anything he's done. I looked at a little bit of the Louis. Louis was supposed to be an update on The Honeymooners, right?
That's Lucky.
Oh, that's a different show.
Is that Louis or is it Lucky Louis?
That was
whichever was
else.
The first one. Yeah, that first one. It had that look of All in the Family. It looked like it was made for $10, and that was great. And I love the stand up, but then all of a sudden, this one thing he's doing in FX is this, critical. It's like if Wilco did a show on FX. You give it 12 stars. And I like some of it, but then I started feeling like it. I think it might have been one of the first shows I remember watching where the humor came from not being funny. Like it was so high concept. You go whole episodes at a time without anything funny. And I'm like, oh, okay. Like I get it. You're smarter than me and on another level than me. And I can never get into that, but I've always loved the stand up.
I don't think he's smarter than you, Joe. I mean, Greg.
Joe. I don't think who the fuck is Joe?
Joe's a buddy of mine. Sorry.
You cheating on me?
Yeah, I am.
Yeah. No, instead of Egg Foo, what you doing? Hot dog? What with Joe?
Joe's going to be a future guest. Anyway, I don't think Louis C.K. is smarter than you, Greg. I think you're giving him too much credit.
I don't think I'm giving him enough credit.
When somebody like that blows up, then it's like, oh, he's a genius, But I don't think so.
I say he was well. I mean, I thought he was a great comedian. I thought his stuff was a little bullshitty. He kind of guided the whole my redemption story. Okay, fine, whatever. But why did we start talking about Louis C.K.?
I forget. But we're here. We had some tech problems the past couple of weeks. I've got a new modem. I think that was the problem. Wasn't my router.
Do people have modems?
Yeah, well, I still have a modem. Yeah, I haven't gone totally wireless. I'm in a household with Cablevision and streaming. I've got everything going here.
But you have a modem. And yet we've spent the last 3 weeks scratching our heads at the IT of this operation.
Well, it happened before with me, and it resolved itself without doing anything. And I blamed my cable carrier. And I thought I was going through the same thing again. But as it turns out, I think the modem had outrun the technology of today. And so I upgraded. It's going to cost me $15 more a month. I don't know why, because there's a different chip in the thing. But they got to get their money. But here we are.
Sounds like a racket.
It is a racket. Here we are. We've got a special guest this week. Brett Davis is joining us. How's it going, Brett?
It's good. How are you?
We're doing good. I don't
How's it
expect,
going?
I'm not expecting the problems we had last week where I was trying to do it on my phone and it was, I kept putting myself on hold. I mean, it was a disaster.
Yeah, it
So,
wasn't so great on my side either. So I'm kind of happy for a redo. I had a cable guy just walking in and out of my conversation.
uh-huh. Now, Brett Davis is part of the Best Show team, the new California team. And you're behind the scenes. You're doing graphics for the Twitch feed, among, I'm sure, other things. How's everything at the Best Show Forever Dog Studios?
You know, they always say once once little money gets involved, everybody starts fighting, and it's real tense. Nobody
Can't wait for
talks to each other. Tom's big time and everybody. Jason's punching holes in walls. Poor Pat has to deal with everything. He gets a text from me. I'm mad at him. Why I forgot, but
Now you were
I'm glad.
behind the scenes. How long were you there for the 24-hour marathon show?
I was there for 26 hours.
Oh my God. Wow, you were there the whole thing. Wow. And plus,
Yeah.
Oh, I had no idea.
I did lay down for about an hour while the Amazing Kreskin was on the air.
Yeah, I'm still working back. I still haven't gotten to some of the parts that I missed. But did they have cots there, or what was the accommodations?
Tom had a bed in there. There was a hotel room for anybody that needed it.
Oh, really?
There was a recording booth there that had padded walls and a padded floor. So I adopted that as my 1 hour rest spot.
I saw a photo. It looked like a basement with a mattress thrown on the floor.
Yeah,
it looked pretty scary.
That was Tom's amenities.
That was Tom's room?
Yeah.
Really?
Mhm.
Oh my God.
Leadership starts at the top.
But I did see you towards the end of the show. You seem to be, I don't know if you were even conscious of where you were now that I know you were up for the whole thing. I mean,
Yeah,
you
I kind of lost it. And I went out for dinner that night because I had made dinner reservations months and months and months ago with friends, to Musso and Frank's, which is like a famous Hollywood restaurant. So I went out and had a full Italian dinner afterwards.
Wow. Okay. How many White Claws did you have? I saw you, double fisting White Claws. They can really take the wind out of you.
Those were for show. I definitely
They were for show. Okay.
Probably down to Cansworth for the bit, but I wasn't. That was only because it was 5 p.m. and the show ended at 6.
You ever have any White Claws, Greg?
No.
No, you never tried it.
Seltzer or?
Yeah, it's a seltzer drink flavored, but it's high alcohol content, so you can really get yourself in trouble quickly with those things. It's not like
That's great because I'm in the market for new alcohol that can really fucking send me through the roof, really get me going.
But it became very popular a couple of years ago. I was serving them, so I'm curious about some of the things that catch on.
Well, the last new thing I tried was Zima. So
wine
that
coolers.
was exciting.
Bartles and James, remember those? But
I remember the commercial. That was wine, right? Wasn't that
it was wine
was
coolers.
it the old man on the old man in the commercials, the Frank and James? What's this thing? Who's this West Coast shop you have set out there? Is that like Sterling Cooper West? What is that?
Pretty much, yeah. It's a real whiskey at noon kind of operation.
Mm-hmm.
Overlooking the city. Lots of just casual misogyny going on.
And White Claws.
And White Claws, yeah.
Uh-huh. Well,
Nice.
me and Brett go way back for people who don't know. He was one of my proteges
Mhm.
Here we go. Here we go.
when he started
Yeah.
calling the best show. What year would that be? 2005, 2006?
I'd say 05, yeah.
All right. So right when I started, pretty much. And you were doing a character back then. I guess he's been since retired, called MC Steinberg. And Tom did not like people who did voices. And so you had quite a bit of a struggle getting through.
Wait.
I-
Tom doesn't like people who do voices on his radio comedy show.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's it. End of statement.
He handles the professional comedy. The callers, you know, he doesn't want them auditioning, you know.
Oh.
So
Well, you know who loves funny voices?
oh yeah.
Greg motherfucking Wilson. Let's get this Steinberg guy out of retirement. Let's hear it.
You want to give him a taste, Brett?
Come on.
Well, why? You know, I signed a contract. He's retired.
Is that the bit?
forever.
Oh, I get it because he's a Jewish vampire, a Jewish rapper. He's signing. He worries about contracts.
He is
That's
a
why.
Jewish
That's why Tom
vampire.
didn't want to do it.
I'll attempt an MC Steinberg. I'm Steinberg.
Okay, I'm starting to side with Tom on this one now.
It was kind of
Maybe he is best left in the rearview mirror.
so Tom was not an early fan, but I kept pushing Brett, and
Mhm.
I'm saying, Brett, come on, you got to keep doing it.
And he said no, but you saw a little something in him.
I was
Then at the end of
enjoying
the
it.
day-
Yeah, I was enjoying it, and
Uh-huh.
finally, yeah, Brett broke through,
Mhm.
and then became sort of a regular caller.
Well, how did you find out about Tom, or like what are your other comedy influences back in the day, Brett?
I think it was like Conan, the Upright Citizens Brigade, and they had their theater there. It was the AV Club in the back of the Onion that kind of like showed me all the cool stuff. I don't know if you could hear this. There's a dog trying to itch a difficult
Mhm.
spot
Mhm.
in the background.
No, I'm not hearing the dog. I think you're okay.
Okay, good. Because it's very distracting.
Might be easier for him if you just take the pants off. Just get it over with.
Well, you know, he's just rolling around on the floor. Yeah, so like AV Club had a bunch of comedy listings and stuff, and they also had a Sharpling and Worcester early interview, the comedy duo within the best show. And I sought it out, like the radio, listened to a lot of it, found it great.
Now this is
It was
the
better
first
than
show.
Ron and Fez.
Yeah, Ron and Fez. Yeah, I mean, I know Tom's a big fan. I still, for whatever reason, I've caught different episodes on YouTube, but I never really gave it a deep dive. One of these days, I'll have to do that because I know
I don't know if
people
you do.
who were big fans. You know,
I think they just took the format that, you know, Opie and Anthony were doing it and
Uh-huh.
like made it funnier and a little more tolerable.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was never a fan of those guys. That's for sure.
Yeah.
No.
Now this show is the first show back since Tom's glowing review of Egg Foo What. I thought I'd let Greg sort of respond. What did you think of the review, Greg?
I wish you had said you were going to ask me that because now it's been a week and a half. But I thought it was really nice of him. I thought it was great. Yeah, he busted your chops as well. He should have. He had some nice things to say.
Uh-huh.
And now his days as the king are numbered. That's all. No,
Okay.
yeah, it was really. I thought it was really great. He seemed very genuine with you, and you know, what more can you ask for? So
Yeah, I had no
very
idea it
pleasant.
was coming. You know, I mean,
Yeah.
I wasn't like, you know, pestering him to listen to it or anything.
what the hell am I paying you for?
It was a nice surprise, you know, and
I could also say it was backed up afterwards. There was a post-show convo about the show. that
Uh-oh.
he had some nice words to say.
Uh-huh.
Uh-oh.
Some other
Now we're
people
getting the
question-
real scoop. The
Some
inside
other
dope.
people question the title, though.
What, they don't understand the what part of it?
I think they understand it. I think
Uh-huh.
it's just like,
Hmm.
I don't know. It's up
Well,
for debate.
Well, the origins of this show was that Greg had posted about his love for Egg Foo Young, and I never
Mhm.
heard of it. I didn't know what it was, and so I was curious. And then, I thought, well, that would be an interesting idea for a podcast. Just go through the takeout order. I mean, I've got my 4 or 5 items that I just lean on all the time, but there's so many things I've never tried. So that's how it all got kicked off.
I think we're finding out there's a reason we haven't tried many of these things.
Yeah, that's been sort of the
gist.
hard part of this show is that some things are better left unexplored. Which brings us to this week's dish. If you can remember it from last week,
Mhm.
it was lo mein. In my case, I ordered the house special lo mein. I like to try and get as much bang for my lo mein buck as I can get, which had shrimp and pork and chicken, and you can't screw up lo mein. I've never gotten a bad lo mein dish.
Mhm.
I mean, the shrimp were kind of small and not numerous in number. I guess that would be my only criticism. But it's a hearty
Not
meal.
numerous in number. Burn.
Yeah, it's kind of, they skimp. I might have to go back to the China Moon. This is it was a little bit of a letdown from Campo Garden.
Ouch.
So,
No
but
governor
otherwise,
this week with Mike.
it's a good dish. It's a reliable one, filling. So I don't know about you guys' experiences.
It's the exact same. It is the spaghetti of Chinese food, from what I can tell. Perfectly fine. But like I would never go to an Italian restaurant and order spaghetti per se. But it was perfectly fine. Yeah, everything you said sounds probably right. I ate it. It was fine. I'd give it a 7-1.
7-1. Yeah, I'm gonna give mine. I'll give it. Yeah, 7 sounds right. I don't know what the point 1 is for, Greg.
You always push back on these, Mike. You always push back into points.
Well, it's not Pitchfork. I always found that annoying. Pitchfork with their,
well, they didn't invent that 0.5, right? They didn't.
What did they get it from? The Olympics?
I think they got it from numbers.
It's numbers.
I mean,
but why not go to the hundreds?
Didn't they used to do that on Bandstand? A good beat, I couldn't dance, so they give it an 8.4. Don't make me ask you to break out your old Dick Clark tapes, Mike. Come on. Come on now. Just got the VCR up and running.
Did they do the point? All right, yeah, maybe, yeah.
What? Excuse me? What?
Maybe they did that.
Is that an apology?
Maybe they did that.
Are you live on the air in front of me and our delightful guest Brett and their large audience apologizing to me?
No, I'm not apologizing.
Okay, I'll take it. Thank you.
But I'm saying, so what's the difference between a 7.1 and a 7.2?
Because you have, instead of having a degree of variance of 10, you have a degree of variance of 100.
Yeah. Now I understand math.
I don't. Did I get the degree of variance right?
But
gives you a little more wiggle room. Gives you a little more subtlety, a little more panache.
Yeah.
You can go on with your big fat round numbers. I'm not yelling at you.
I mean, I shouldn't complain since Tom did give us a 3.5 stars. So
I mean, is it always gonna go back to that? I can't complain because Tom said something nice. It's fucking hot today. You know what though? I can't complain. You can complain. It's America.
What was your experience with lo mein? I saw your photo, Brett, and you got a lot of food. It looked very good.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad. I mean, I'm in a city with some great Chinese food. First, I gotta say, I'm still a little distracted of the mental image of a young Mike Liss driving to Philly to be on American Bandstand, but I digress. I'll move past
Well,
that.
nobody has an image of a young Michael Lisk, so that is a rare fraternity.
I'll say
I
this.
lived-
I was never on American Bandstand, but I knew somebody who was on Wonderama.
My mother was on whatever version of Bandstand was in Boston at the time, because she was
Oh.
that age. She would have grown. She was born in 43, so she's in that era. So
Wow.
I don't
okay.
know what the crappier generic version of Bandstand in Boston was, but
Uh-huh.
probably, I don't know, but
They were all
That's that-
knockoffs, I guess. They were knockoffs of Bandstand, right? Every
Sure.
local. Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. I don't know if every city. That's a good question. I don't know if, like, I've never heard of New York having one, but you'd assume New York had one. But then why would that be smaller than Philly? No offense, Philly people. I love your cheesesteak. Settle down. So I don't know. Or maybe she was lying and made the whole thing up.
Okay. So would you say there's a much of a difference between East Coast and West Coast Chinese food, Brett? Any difference?
I mean, I'd probably say no, but I for the purposes of the podcast, they did kind of opt for a more standard Chinese restaurant, your typical takeout. Whereas, like, there are neighborhoods that are predominantly Chinese and have
Mhm.
have the more nuanced styles up in the valley. But yeah, I think I got the classic American Chinese food.
I was really hoping you'd say something snobby about West Coast Chinese food being better than East Coast, because remember that scene in Curb Your Enthusiasm when Richard Kind says that to Larry? Am I
Well,
just
the
talking
West-
to myself? No, nobody watches Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Yeah, but I don't have.
It's been like 100 seasons over
Yeah.
20
Yeah,
years.
no, yeah.
That-
That scene didn't jump out to me.
Well, it's Larry's in LA or whatever, or Richard Kind is in New York, and he's like, "Oh, the Chinese food isn't as good as in LA," and Larry goes nuts, like, there's great Chinese food everywhere. So I don't even know. I might even have that backwards, but well.
I mean, the West Coast is closer to China, so I would
I think
assume.
I think that was whoever thought they had the winning argument. But
I would
I mean, we do
did
have
live in
refrigerators now.
Chinatown. I lived in Chinatown in New York City for a little bit, and that
Yeah. That's a little too
period-
real. That's too authentic.
Well, yeah.
For me.
But the food was really great. There's
Mhm.
a place called Tasty Hand Pulled Noodles on Doyer Street, right by Nam Hua Tea Parlor. They have a Guy Fieri photo in the front, so it's good.
Mhm.
That's the best I've ever had.
What would you rate what you had?
I would say this was a solid 7.
Yeah, so we're sort of, this may be the first time we've had uniform agreement.
Well, I wouldn't say uniform. I was a little more positive with mine.
Yeah, point
Just
one.
a scotch. A little
Point
scotch.
one. Yeah, just a scope.
Little more ray of sunlight than y'all. That's all.
I was thinking about lo mein today, and I'm thinking, why hasn't lo mein is almost like a soup with the soup drained out, right? Is that a valid point to make, or am I off base?
You're off base, and it's
I'm
not
off
a valid
base?
point.
No?
What do you mean?
Well,
Do
what
you
if
think
you-
of that? Do you think of that when a bowl of spaghetti comes to you? You think, what happened to the soup?
No, but I think lo mein more resembles soup than spaghetti, because spaghetti's got a red sauce,
Lo
And,
mein is literally spaghetti.
and I'm thinking, what if you took like chicken noodle soup, you drain the soup out, and you sort of make a dish out of that. I would eat that.
You're saying you take the broth and put it in
Yeah, just drain it.
yeah.
I
Sure.
would say that's closer to chow mein. That was one thing I did, is I looked at the difference between chow mein and lo mein.
It's
It's
also a
all
little
about-
bit like pho or ramen at that point, right? Like slightly.
Well, I think pho is like literally a lo mein
Raw.
soup,
Yeah,
kind of.
yeah.
Maybe not literally, but
I think
The
Mike.
chow
I think
mein
Mike
is-
just invented pho.
Well, I'm not familiar with that, so
Definitely.
yeah, maybe my ignorance, I didn't realize it.
oh, you need to have that. That's the best dish.
What, say the name
What
again?
is? What's the best one?
Pho.
Oh, I thought he was
I
gonna
think
say
it's
chow
pronounced
mein.
pho.
Oh.
How do you spell
love
that?
I
my-
love pho.
How do you spell that?
PHO.
But
Oh,
that's
okay.
is that Chinese or is that more Vietnamese? Is it Vietnamese or is it
I
Chinese?
think it's Vietnamese, traditionally.
Mhm.
Yeah, and it's just like a broth with meat and all
Mhm.
sorts of spices in it.
Yeah, I love. Actually, in Richmond, where I'm at for a couple weeks, there's a tiny little, there's like a string of 3 or 4 pho restaurants that are really good. Just super simple, clean broth, noodles, whatever. Yeah, I get it. Yeah, it's like you can't go wrong with that. So
Well, there is a Vietnamese style restaurant near me, and I will be investigating this in the future.
I'm not
Thank-
saying I want to dive any further into Vietnamese food. I've
Uh-huh.
already been pretty frightened by Chinese food, but I love pho. I'd be happy to try.
And this from the
Decent pho.
Doritos and chunky peanut butter.
Here we
yeah,
go. Here we go.
Yeah.
Here we go.
I used to live right next to the best pho in New York City, according to whatever Yelp or something. And it was a real dangerous thing to have the best food you ever had right next to you when a bowl is like $20.
Dude, I lived next to a Pizza Hut for 3 years. I know what you're talking about. I get it.
Maybe in
No.
Richmond.
I actually live down the block from probably the best Italian restaurant in Bayonne. And yeah, no, I had to pace myself. I mean,
Yeah,
it was
well-
there was a tenant, a neighbor in my building who could not resist this restaurant. He was there every night. He was a little
Well,
younger than
yeah.
me, and he passed away a couple years ago. So
And that brings egg foo what to its natural conclusion.
I'm just saying.
Jesus.
I'm just saying, food out of control, can kill,
Hmm.
right?
There you go.
Yeah, but
I
it-
lived only a couple of blocks from Peter Luger's for 15 years.
Uh-huh.
So that was tempting. Jokes on them though. I could not afford it in any way.
I
So
was just gonna say,
so
wasn't it cost
suck it,
prohibitive?
Luger's. Didn't we go to Luger's together?
Yes, we did.
That's right. It was on JFK's it was on the day he got shot, not the real day, like the 40th anniversary or something. And we went at like 11 o'clock at night.
Did we talk about this before? It was one of the worst experiences I've ever had in a restaurant. I mean, they just
tell me.
rush us in there. They're ordering for you, and it's like then they start throwing the plates at you, and it's like they
Here we go.
couldn't
What do
wait
you
for
mean?
you.
What do you mean they're ordering for you? What else are you ordering at Peter Luger's?
Well, that's it. You don't even have a choice, right? You just get whatever they're going to tell you you should eat, right?
Yes.
The porterhouse,
Yes.
right?
And you say
Everybody
thank
eats
you,
the
Peter.
porterhouse, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And it was fine, but you know what? It's not the best steakhouse
If-
I've been to. Not the
If
best
we
steakhouse.
walk in and there's the Colonel standing there and there's anyone else, who are you going to listen to about the fried chicken?
We're talking about Peter Luger's.
Right. I'm giving you
What are
another.
you bringing the Colonel into this for?
I'm giving you another analogy. He's obviously knows what he's talking about. Why? The word is thank you, Peter Luger's, for being amazing. What you do, I would love a porter steak. I don't know why they have a menu. I think I saw fish on the menu once. I don't understand it.
I just want to be able to pick what I want and not have
Oh.
somebody bully me into a meal.
Okay. It's a control thing. You want to go into Peter Luger's.
Ever go to
sit
Keen's?
down and
Ever go to
have them.
Keen's?
I've been to Keen's. Yes. I love Keen's.
Classy. Far
Classy
and
joint.
away better.
Classy
than
joint. I love
Peter
Keen's.
Luger's.
I love Keen's, and I would run over one of their steaks to get to Peter Luger's. Yes.
How about Old Homestead?
I haven't been to every steakhouse in the world.
Well, that's a
I
famous
don't know
one
that
too,
one.
though. It's a famous one. It's got a big cow on the roof.
Oh, that does sound classy. Okay, no, I haven't been to that one. Where's is that? Is that a Jersey thing? Jersey cows?
No, it's in Manhattan.
Mm-mm.
No.
I'll say as a millennial stand-up comedian, I have no experience with any of the steakhouses that you're talking about. Though I
That's fair.
walked past Peter Luger about once or twice a day for 2 years.
The best.
I do have a question though, and this might touch a nerve.
If it's about the Doritos and peanut butter,
It's
That's it.
not about the Doritos and peanut butter. I swear to God. So I have missed New York pizza. There's a very few secret pizza. My buddy out here does a good slice, but that's not an
Mhm.
everyday sort of thing. So when I fly back to New Jersey or New York, I'm craving a slice.
It's that
And-
bad, huh?
Yeah.
Oh,
And
wow.
I landed in Newark the last time I flew back. I really wanted a slice. My sister picked me up. She didn't know where to go. We wound up picking a place in where was it? Ridgefield Park. That was not very good. Where would I go from Newark Airport for the best slice of pizza?
Well, it wouldn't be a slice because I'm gonna refer you to the Italian restaurant I was just talking about, Cafe Bello in
Okay.
Bayonne. I mean, it's uptown in Bayonne, so you would come straight from the airport, short drive. You come into Bayonne, exit 14A, and it's on 50th Street and Avenue C, which is like right when you get off the turnpike there. And
Now travel is expensive. If I purchased a
yeah,
walk-
that sounded like a lot.
I'm already like 20 out.
Yeah, I'm not going.
well, but I mean, you got to get out of the airport, right? You don't want to get a slice in the airport.
No,
So you're going to travel in some direction out of the airport, and that's going to.
but am I going to be dropping $60 on a dinner at Cafe Bella?
Well, no, you get they have the old what is it, the coal, what is coal fire pizza, whatever,
Mhm.
what do you call it?
Coal oven, brick oven.
Yeah. And it's delicious. I mean, it's a personal pizza. You can eat it yourself. It's not huge. That was sort of my go-to because
complicated for me.
Yeah, I don't know how much these people are paying you, Mike, but this isn't. You're not selling it, bro.
I'm just saying,
And he's not buying it.
it's a straight shot from the airport. It's not far.
If it's a Mother's Day or something, now I've got something for the list. But I'm cranky. I'm hangry.
Well, if you want to go
Okay,
the
For
For
cheaper
Mother's Day,
route,
for Mother's Day, you getting your mother pizza?
That's what she likes.
All right. Hey, if it's my day and a pizza makes an appearance, I'm pretty happy too. So I'm just saying.
She's more of a veal parm type, but
That
Sure.
sounds fancy. Ah, diva.
there's
Hey, look,
there's a
pizza.
cheaper alternative to
Yeah,
Cafe Bella.
Now we're talking.
This is in Jersey City, which I think you're fairly familiar with Jersey City.
yeah.
On 440 near the Acme,
You with the
There's-
route numbers. Wow.
there's they call it
World
the
Like,
back.
famous-
listen, it's like reading a Springsteen
They,
book lyric.
they call it the back highway in Bayonne. Everybody's supposed to know, like, the back highway. What are you
Jesus.
talking about?
Listen to you is like reading Springsteen.
440. But
Oh,
there's
geez.
Stadium Pizza, and that
Okay.
we used to get pizza at the Best Show Studio, and that pizza is very good.
See, this is what I was looking for. Stadium pizza.
Hmm. Or
Okay.
$60 pizza.
No, that's
I
the-
will have to travel all the way to Jersey City for this, but
No, that's-
But
That's
I find it hard to believe that you can't find great pizza where you are. Are you saying you can't find great pizza there, or you just have a hankering for that certain something every once in a while? It doesn't matter how good the pizza is out there.
pizza in LA, there's you could get that fancy type of Cafe Bella, wood fired, coal oven, whatever. You could get that, but really just a simple slice is hard to come by.
They're hard, but I will say, I mean, slices are hard to come by just because nobody does slices in most of it. But even I've been out in Leesburg, Virginia for a couple of years now, and there are two. I lived in Brooklyn for 15 years, and there are two places open and you know, they do the whole New York City pizza and you kind of roll your eyes, but it's some of the best pizza I've ever had.
Okay.
So I think it's easier to get great pizza everywhere. Now you're right, you're not going to get a slice. But when people are, but it's also true that when people ask me, oh, is it hard to find good pizza outside New York? Because I live there. I'm like, it's not hard to find good pizza outside of New York. It's just not like New York, where every 20 steps you take, there's another place with, if not amazing pizza, it's very good and you're very pleased with it. You just don't have that where it's just you're surrounded by it all the time. But it's certainly everywhere. If it's in, and there's another place in Richmond, believe it or not, it's very super New York style. It's another one of my favorite slices. So if there's good pizza in Richmond, there's probably good pizza everywhere. I mumbled that last bit, hoping nobody would understand what I was saying. But
And if I move back to New York, I'm gonna be complaining about the tacos there. I'm gonna be
Exactly.
complaining about the Korean.
that's the
food.
fun.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to hear
trying
how good food is good
so
everywhere.
snob here, but
Yeah. Nobody wants to hear that food's good everywhere. They want to. I like the bitch and moan. Yeah.
yeah. Have you guys dived into the world of Korean barbecue yet?
All right. Now you're freaking me out. Come on, man. I'm trying to get through. I barely got through the low man. Come on, bro.
I worked at a place in Midtown that was down the block from a really good Korean deli. And the weird thing about this place is like it had like stairs, so you could, you didn't need to, take it to go. They had like a little stairway, and it was like a little balcony in this deli that you could eat up there. It was weird, but the food was delicious. I mean, I was going there like every day, and it was buffet style. So I tried different things. I imagine they had some barbecue type items, but barbecue items are messy. I really
it's
have
a
to.
whole thing out here. I got a suggestion to go to this place, and I've never had Korean barbecue, and I go to a place I can't pronounce in Koreatown, and I go up. I
nailed it.
I think I see like a famous chef eating there. So like I was like, oh okay, this is like.
Who'd you think it was?
I think it was what is his name? Eddie
famous.
Wong.
Eddie Wong?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's like, I think he's Korean American. He definitely like has done a bunch of stuff. Wrote the show Fresh Off the Boat on ABC.
Oh, right. Oh, okay.
Okay. So he was.
Well,
I think
he's the
I was-
creator of that show. I didn't know he was a chef.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't watch the show, but it always kept popping up. But I know it was a hit or whatever.
Yeah.
I didn't realize he was a chef. And yeah.
He had a place called Bauhaus in the East Village. So I was like, I think this is that guy. This must be great. And they were like, oh, do you want 2 meats? And I was like, sure. They were like, okay, we have a minimum of 2 meats if you're a solo diner. And I'm like, that's fine. I'm happy to throw down, $40. And then I get down, I order a beer. They send me the largest bottle of beer I've ever seen. And then they just start putting out plates of things, and everything's the best I've ever
This
had.
place sounds amazing.
And but then they bring out literally like 3 pounds of meat for me to
I
grill
keep thinking there's
myself.
going to be a sad ending here, but so far it's
No,
incredible.
I mean the sad ending was that I had a $120 bill
I was
and
just
ate
gonna
a
say this.
family style meal all by
Uh-huh.
myself for a full afternoon.
You should. Oh, that's a family style meal. You should go to like Peter Chang's where they had a table for 8 people and the lazy Susan. Just go by yourself and spin that lazy Susan around. Give food to yourself.
Yeah, I mean,
I
I
do
didn't
that.
need a lady suit. I just had a whole table to myself.
Did you ever go to a Brazilian restaurant where they have, I think
Oh,
it's
yeah.
called Rodizio? Is that the correct pronunciation?
I've had the churrascura, but I don't know the rodizio.
Rodizio, I think, is basically it's similar to what you have, but it's more. And they keep coming at you with meat on a skewer. And
Right.
it's like
Yeah,
one
yeah,
after the other. And they just like, you tell them when to stop. They give you the
Red
red
and
and the green, And I went to one of these restaurants. There's a really good one in Newark. I'm blanking out. Fernando's, maybe. Okay, I think it's Fernando's. I mean, everybody knows about it. It's one of the best restaurants in Newark. And I didn't eat all day going to this thing because I know like it's going to be a lot of food. I go to this thing, they start bringing the food. I'm about 10 minutes in and I'm like stuffed. I'm like, what's going on? Because it is like one thing after another. They don't stop.
I love it.
And I was like, tapping out at like 10 minutes. I'm like, oh, and I got my second wind. I was able to continue, but it was a lot of food.
Well, when did you go? Because it is one of those things where, like, I went to one, I think it had just, I don't know, maybe I was just ignorant, but I thought it did, the one right above Central Park, like 1999 was the first one, and that had opened. I went to that, and a couple of years ago, I went to one of those in Northern Virginia. And it's a shame, like, I couldn't have gone to one of them when I was like 16, like in your prime.
Right.
Just inhale 12 pounds of meat and lose 5 pounds. Because now I feel like because when I first went 99, I used to laugh because they had a salad bar. And now if I went to one, I'm pretty sure I'd start going, that salad bar looks pretty good. What are those, Madeleine cookies and figurines? What would I like to hit one as an 18-year-old?
I had a,
and maybe that's and maybe I finally have a reason to have children.
I had a bad eating experience the other night. Do you have Jersey Mike's out in California?
We do. Yeah, I swell up with pride when I see them.
How about you, Greg? You got Jersey Mike's?
DC, yeah.
Yeah.
With the wax bread? Oh yeah.
Did you ever have a run-in with the Big Kahuna?
Is this going to be a bathroom story?
Not full-on bathroom story.
Are there non full-on bathroom stories?
So I went to the Kevin Smith premiere of Clerks 3. I talked about it on the best show.
So Jersey of you. Gonna go see Kevin Smith, Clerks 3, and I'm gonna hit a Jersey Mike's on the way.
Well, I didn't eat all day. I mean, it was an afternoon.
Can we get New Jersey to sponsor this?
I didn't eat all day. I think I had an English muffin in the morning. And then, I went to this screening at 1:30 in the afternoon. I met a friend from Bayonne. It was actually Jim, who was a guest on this show. I brought him back to Bayonne, and then I came home. So, it was about 8:30 at night. So usually, I'll get, a typical Jersey Mike's Italian sub or something. But I felt like, let me do the Big Kahuna, which is their sort of loaded cheesesteak. And so I got, the regular size. The first half, I'm wolfing this thing. It was good. It was very good. Then about 2 bites into the second half, something started to go wrong internally. I'm like, what's going on? And I've had experiences where I'm eating something and my stomach is revolting, and I've had to make an exit to the bathroom. Sorry, Greg. And there's usually some retching involved. But this one was like, it came on so fast, and I thought I was going to have like a heart attack. I mean, I'm like, what's going on? This is, I'm used to the normal sort of my stomach rebelling, and this thing is like, really knocking me out. And I'm looking at, I have one of those emergency alert buttons for my father, just hit the red button and the ambulance is on the way. I'm like, am I going to have to call it for myself? And I'm clutching my chest, Sanford and Son style. Is this the big one? No, it's the Big Kahuna. I was having the Big Kahuna. So I'm going to say, fellas, watch out for the Big Kahuna. That is my food warning of the week.
In more ways than one.
Yeah.
Is there any
Bloody tide
Hawaiian,
will be stirred.
is there any Hawaiian aspect to the Big Kahuna?
Doesn't sound like, other than a lot of water.
That's a good question. I think Jersey Mike's is just trying to keep, their visuals are sort of beach oriented, the Jersey Shore. So maybe they thought this was like, a let's get a little Hawaiian action in here. People go to Hawaii for the,
Was there a pineapple on it?
no, it's got everything in it. It's a cheesesteak, peppers, onions, but it's got mushrooms and it's got jalapenos. I think the
Why don't they go with the
jalapenos,
Philly?
yeah.
Oh, the
I think
jalapenos made it quote unquote Hawaiian.
yeah, is it? I mean, is that where you get jalapenos? I don't know.
I mean, yeah, I mean, either me or Jersey Mike's doesn't understand Hawaii at all. So
Uh-huh.
one of us.
I think
So
you throw
anyway, it was a
teriyaki,
food scare. It was a
some
food
pineapple
scare.
rings on a cheesesteak. That'd be a pretty good sandwich.
Thank you. I was gonna bring it up, but I don't want Mike to get upset. You know, when I try combinations of foodstuffs.
I'll say this: there is a benefit to the retching that I did. I mean, my abs have been sore for like 2 days.
Couple more big kahunas, you'll be rich.
From
You
my
guys see
retch-
Mike's, you guys seen Mike's bod? Pretty ripped, man. How many kahunas he put down this week?
my retching session. Yeah, I mean, this might be a new workout. I think get people
Jesus.
retching.
How many
And-
wretches you get into
We
this?
talked about this. We talked about the clerk screening last night on the
Yeah.
best show, and I was so curious as to who dies in this movie that I started
Okay.
looking it up.
Well,
Because I
where are
don't
you
want
at,
to
Greg?
spend
Are you
money
are you
on
a fan of Kevin Smith, Greg?
I love the first Clerks.
Loved it.
Well, when I say I loved it, I think I loved the cheapness of it, the fact that Soul Asylum played on it, and the one scene where he rips through like 50 porn video names.
Uh-huh.
Other than that, I really don't give a shit now. I'm looking back on it, but I liked it.
Uh-huh.
I don't think I saw the second one. I don't know
Mallrats.
if Mallrats. I was in love with the girl who went on to be in, Game of Thrones or something. Chasing Amy was dumb.
Uh-huh.
What's another movie I would have seen if it? I like him. Like if I see him, he's like, to me. I guess he's kind of like Quentin Tarantino to me in that I think I like him. I like anytime I see him being interviewed or talking, whatever. He's such an interesting guy and smart. And but am I going to sit through a lot of his movies? I don't know. Probably not. I don't know.
Yeah. Well,
I don't know if I've literally seen any others, to be
Uh-huh.
honest.
well, he just makes sequels. He
Dogma.
just makes sequels now. He's up to three
Yeah.
Clerks. He's
Well,
done
you act
two.
like you act like that makes him a jerk, but that's what everybody. That's
No,
what
no,
Marvel does. That's what
I
Star
said in my
Wars
review.
does.
I said in my review, I respect the fact that he's carved out this little
Yeah.
this
Yes.
distinct
yeah,
audience, and this audience is going to follow him to the grave. I mean,
Yes.
yes.
And
they're
he had-
all aging. He's not getting new fans.
Yeah.
They weren't.
No, I
young-
agree. I like that. He knows his niche and it's his lane and he enjoys it. They enjoy it. And yeah, I agree. It's great.
And I also said that he has become a good public speaker. From he takes these movies on the road now. That's his thing. I mean, this movie is going to be released regularly. I think the last movie was never released theatrically. He just tours with the movie and he can make money doing that rather than
Hey,
have them.
you two talk about how handsome I am while I quickly look up his discography, and I'm going to do a run through to see what I've watched.
So you're not going to be mad if I say there's spoilers?
No,
I
don't
would
give a shit,
Okay.
no.
All right.
I won't. But as a fellow Jerseyan, I think by law he has to get upset.
So
That's all.
yeah, the spoilers
Nothing
alert.
personal.
Spoilers alert. Yes, one of the main characters in Clerks does die in the new Clerks, though both of them have heart attacks. There are
Well,
two
he had a
attacks.
heart attack. I think that helped me. I think that helped endear him to me.
Uh-huh,
I think I've become so accustomed to assuming I'm going to have a heart attack one day,
uh-huh.
and I dread it. That whenever one of these guys, because he's kind of my age, I think he's slightly older, but not too. We're definitely in the same.
Yeah.
So when someone like that has a heart attack, it really not jars me, but I really feel for them.
Well,
Which is weird because I've never had a heart attack, so I
he
don't know why I think I'm
explores
doing
that experience in this movie and gives you 2 heart attacks. And
Oh, good. It's worse.
and Dante does not survive his heart attack. Although Dante, I thought this was fitting. Dante goes into a long speech. This is one of my criticisms of Kevin Smith movies.
He does like the little bit I've seen of all. He does like the long speeches. But then again,
Yeah.
like my favorite thing with Clerks wasn't a speech, but it was when the guy goes through all the porn names.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, everybody speaks in paragraphs in Kevin Smith movies. Nobody,
But
you know,
hey,
just
but to your point, there's enough people that like it that
no,
people keep doing it.
I like I
Yeah,
said,
yeah.
I give them credit. You know, he got out of that little convenience store he was stuck in. No, I give him credit for that.
All right, I'm gonna do a 30-second run through of his movies.
Okay.
Okay. Clerks, yes. Mallrats and Chasing Amy, I saw. Come on. Dogma, no. Jay and Silent Bob, no. Jersey Girl, no. Clerks, no.
Wait,
I
hold
did
on,
see-
hold on. You didn't see Jay and Silent Bob? That's the one I'm in. I'm in that movie.
Well, can you let someone know?
I think I
Are you,
put it out
the
there.
worst PR person in the world? All right.
I put it out
All
there.
right. Then I will. Well, it's 2001.
And it's in the first 10 minutes, so you can stream the first 10
Even
minutes
better.
and you'll see me.
Okay. I will. I promise you,
Uh-huh.
I will watch at least. Well, I'm not gonna lie. I will watch up to and through your part.
I
and give
don't
you a
even
report
think
next
it's 10
week.
minutes. I think it's the first 5 minutes.
All right. Yeah, you sold me already. Hang up the phone. I'll definitely watch your part. Then I'm sorry. Jersey Girl, no. Clerks 2, no. I did see Zach and Miri makes a porno
Uh-huh.
for some, but I don't know if it ever occurred to me that it was a quote unquote Kevin Smith movie. Am I weird? Is that weird or?
Well, he had like legitimate stars in it. You know, he had
Yeah.
Seth Rogen and Elizabeth Banks is in it.
Yeah, I watched. At no point did I think, oh, this is so
It's
Kevin
terrible.
Smith.
It's terrible though.
Cop
it
Out,
had,
Red State.
Jason Mewes in it.
Yeah, he's in it. Yeah. Oh, no, yeah,
Oh, and Daryl from The Office is in it. Craig Robinson, right? Any in it? No.
Yeah, he is.
Cop Out, Red State, Jay and Silent Bob cartoon, Tusk, Yoga Hosers. How many Silent Bob things are you gonna make? Turbo is here, Clerks 3. Okay. So yeah, I've literally only seen Clerks and parts of Mallrats and Chasing Amy. Oh, and Zach and Mary. So
4. That's 4 too many, but at least
oh, he got writing credits on Overnight Delivery, whatever that is. Coyote Ugly. Die Hard, Family. Yeah.
Clerks 3 is basically a remake of the first Clerks. I mean, there's so many references to the first movie. It's like the thing wrote itself. I mean, there's nothing really different going on, except in this case, Randall's making a movie, just like Kevin Smith made a movie
Yeah.
about his experiences in the
I'm-
convenience store.
Sounds like they at some point just do what like David Spade and Sandler and all those guys do. Just they're all buddies. Just show up, film, do whatever movie, put it out there. There you go.
Well, they did it with this one, and he had. I don't think both shows were sold out, but he had 2 shows in Red Bank. One was sold out. The one I went to was close to being sold out. There were a few seats left in the balconies, but it was pretty close to being sold out. So he's got his audience.
And we know
stand,
exactly
Brett?
where it is.
Where do you stand, Brett?
I liked Clerks, and I like a shared universe,
Mhm,
but really, I think Clerks is the only one I actually ever liked.
mhm.
And
Have you kept up? I mean, or are you up to
you know,
date?
I put on, and I don't mean this to be terribly mean to Jason Mewes, but I
Uh-huh.
put on Jay and Silent Bob's reboot,
Yeah.
and whatever new mouth thing he's got going
Oh,
on.
yeah.
Is,
No, I know
very
exactly
great.
what he's got a pair of $100,000 choppers that they're just, it's too much.
Looks like when you
mean,
take a piece of gum and you fold it over your teeth.
yeah. I
Hot.
had a guy listen to this story. and it probably served just the same purpose. I had a guy who used to come into my uncle's bar, Mass's Tavern, and this guy was kind of a shady
Is
character.
there a highway? Is there a highway number for that?
No, it was on Avenue A, 24th Street. You were there, Greg. I took you there one time.
Oh yeah. I've been.
Yeah. There was this guy, sort of a shady character, used to hang out there, but he took a piece of cardboard, like a white piece of hard cardboard, and he fashioned his own sort of uppers out of a piece of cardboard. And, I know this guy was always sort of tight-lipped. I never really looked at him much when I was talking to him. But so then somebody tells me that he's got this piece of cardboard in there, and now I'm fixated. I'm just watching his mouth every time he talks. But he was self-conscious about it. So he would sort of not, flash them the way Jason Mewes. Jason Mewes, I mean, he's got these teeth and they are distracting. It's, you can tell there's a lot of money involved there. The thing about these what do you call them? Implants, right? It's like a full implant mouth of teeth, but you can always tell when it's fake, so it's almost like the toupee of the mouth.
So what happened? Did you say, dude, why do you have cardboard in your mouth? Or?
No, I never got a good look at it. I mean, I actually would
When was
argue
cardboard
with people.
invented?
I would argue
wonder
with the people. I didn't want to believe that he did this, but people were convinced that he had cardboard, for teeth. There was another customer who people claimed he didn't have a nose, that he had a prosthesis for his nose, and that was really unsettling because I had no idea that this guy's nose wasn't real.
Where are you hanging out? A leprosy hospital? Where were you hanging out meeting these people? Jesus.
These were some of the regulars at Mass's Tavern.
Oh my God.
And the guy
Halloween
without
every day there.
The guy without a nose, I learned, had a foot fetish. And he had all these women's shoes in his garage.
The irony is sick with this one.
He was an interesting guy.
It'd have to be.
Anyway, we've strayed.
But yeah, so I like Kevin Smith, but I'm not sitting around watching his movies. But
yeah,
I'm happy. I hope he's successful and keeps this thing going for his and his audience sake. So yeah.
Are you? I've heard you've told me that you're not such a fan of Quentin Tarantino's movies, but you can't stop watching his interviews.
Yeah, I can listen to him talk all day. I'm not sitting through. I love Reservoir Dogs and Pulp Fiction. I'm not sitting through the other 89 hours of whatever. So, but yeah, I could listen to him all day. So
I have the.
I'm sure he'll be
exact
thrilled to
opposite.
hear
I
that.
could watch his movies all day, and I don't want to listen to him at all.
Yeah, I think that's probably you're in the majority of that one. I would guess. Yeah. I'm sure he'll be thrilled to hear.
Did you? What's that? That Bill Maher thing he's doing on YouTube? Where he cuts loose and
Club Random.
Club Random. I saw Club Random with Quentin Tarantino, and it's actually pretty funny because
I saw that one. Yeah.
Tarantino. I mean, Bill Maher is like smashed. He's either really high or just getting bombed. And Tarantino's like looking at him like, what's with this guy? It's like, which is odd.
I didn't watch it. I listened to it. I didn't watch
it. Okay. You have to see it because I've never seen Tarantino like more sort of uncomfortable with somebody who's running their mouth. Usually it's the other way around,
Right.
Interviewers can't stop Tarantino once he gets going. But this was a rare instance. I recommend it. Do people have fortune cookies? I'm thinking we're approaching the end. No?
Nope.
I'm the only one with the fortune cookie.
What, from last week?
Yeah, I have leftovers.
All right.
I might be able to dig one in from my pantry.
They give
Does
me
it count? Does it count if it wasn't like specifically handed to you? Or Does that matter?
No, I mean, if it's in the house, it's, it's from a previous order, right?
I don't know. What if it's in the house and then you and I, who's to say you get it as opposed to me, but
Oh,
it was
this is-
meant for me
this
in the
is a nice one.
universe.
This is a fortune that will never be topped. There is only one happiness in life: to love and be loved.
Wow. How did they come up with that one? That's Whew.
Mine was about like a woman's intuition,
Uh-huh. Oh, okay.
something about that.
That's interesting. Usually they're kind of generic. They don't really, target a particular
Not as
gender.
misogynist.
Yeah, if I
I don't
get like
think-
an actual fortune, it's very exciting.
Yeah, I don't think I got one last week. I don't know
You-
why, like every 8 millionth one, they don't just do something bonkers, like you're gonna die in 11 minutes, something like that.
Why don't
It's
you
like a
sort
Willy
it-
Wonka. It could be like a Willy Wonka thing. If you get that fortune, you get to go to, I don't know, whatever the Willy Wonka place of Chinese food is.
I think you may have
Peter
a new
Chang.
business. This may be a new business venture for you, Greg.
Looking for investors.
Greg Wilson Fortunes.
Looking for investors.
There was a summer my brother got married and got a bunch of fortune cookies as like part of the gift. It was part of the wedding. I don't know. They didn't use them.
This
And,
wedding came with a fortune cookie.
yeah, I think it was something that cute that they were gonna do and they just forgot about it. And I got the box of fortune cookies. It was maybe like 15 years old. And just spent a summer eating.
Mhm. Yeah.
It's not a thing you're supposed to just like chow down on, like they're
Put them in milk.
animals.
I
Now,
put-
it's also a good, great. That's a great movie, The Fortune Cookie. No,
What is that?
The Fortune Cookie with Walter Matthau, Jack Lemmon.
Oh,
It's been
no,
a
I
long
don't know
time
that.
since I've seen it.
I did a Mathau Lemon binge during the pandemic, and I didn't get to that.
Ooh. Wow. How long was this binge if you didn't get to that fortune cookie? What was
Hey.
your favorite? What's the
I was
Let's go, Mike.
surprised at how much I liked The Odd Couple 2. I'll say that much.
really?
I didn't even know there was a sequel.
It's
That's what I meant when I said really.
1995 or something.
Wow.
Oh God.
But
Mm.
I really like was it Charade? Charade? What's the one where he's a spy? Walter Matthau.
Grumpy old man.
Mm, he
Grumpy
might
old
be-
man too. Grumpy old man.
Hopscotch.
Grumpy man.
I've
Grumpy
never
man.
seen those movies, but I should probably check them out now that I am a grumpy old man.
I don't know if I saw the
Hopscotch.
second one. I like the first one. It's the two of them hanging out in Minnesota. Why not?
Sequel's really bad. I turned that one off.
Yeah, I can't remember if I made it. If I tried to watch that one, The Odd Couple 2. I wouldn't have realized it to come out that late. I assume Neil Simon wrote the sequel.
Yeah.
Yeah. Huh. All right. I love Neil Simon so much that's teasing me a little bit. I might give that a shot after I sit through the Mike Lisk, Silent Bob. Frankie
It's got
Scarlett. I'm gonna give a
respectable
damn.
3 stars on IMDb.
Uh-huh.
There you go. All right. We got 3.5.
They're better than The Odd Couple 2.
Better than The Odd Couple.
Uh-huh.
Suck it, Odd Couple. Sorry.
I'm thinking of putting peanut butter on this fortune cookie.
Don't try to come on. Don't ride my coattails. Don't jump on board. Now that the people have spoken, don't try to get on board. I always love peanut butter and burrito. Come on.
I
Now.
haven't had peanut butter in the house for a while, so I picked it up today. So I'm thinking of things I can put peanut butter on. I've done it, I'm not
Mhm.
against putting peanut butter on different things,
You
Ever get-
seemed against it. I mean,
No, you ever have put peanut butter on a fudge swirl?
you screamed at
Stella-
me for 3 weeks about Doritos and you talking about
Stella
Fudge Swirl?
Stella D'oro? You
No,
familiar
but
with
I'm not a Kennedy, so I don't know Stella Dora. So it must be nice.
Stella D'oro?
I don't even want to.
Stella D'oro's too rich for your blood?
I don't even want to ask you this peanut butter came from the Taj Mahal. What kind of peanut butter did you get?
Jif, creamy.
Creamy. Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Yeah. You've
If
been,
you're
you-
over 0 years old and get creamy peanut butter,
you've been a
just
chunky
drink
peanut-
water instead.
Wait, hold on. You've been a chunky peanut butter guy your whole life?
Yes, because the key to liking peanut butter is liking peanuts.
You know what? And there's you can buy peanuts.
Yeah,
You know,
you
it's-
can't
it's-
spread them on a piece of bread, can you?
You can sprinkle them on, you can sprinkle them on the peanut butter, smooth peanut butter.
Is that what I'm gonna do? Get some peanuts and sprinkle them on my sandwich, or get one of the 9 billion jars right in front of me for like 8 cents.
It's an option.
A lot of things are options.
Wasn't
Bad
peanut
option.
butter supposed to be so high in cost? I mean, my peanut butter wasn't that expensive today. Has the peanut butter prices gone down?
I don't know. I don't keep track of peanut butter prices as closely as you may believe. I'm sorry if I've misled you into thinking.
I thought it was up to like $11 a jar, and I'm like, what?
I haven't talked to my broker guy recently. I don't know about peanut butter. I don't know. I
Does your
haven't checked my
grocery
quotes.
shopping?
I haven't checked my quotes.
You do your grocery shopping?
Dude, I'm 100 years old living alone. I do Amazon.
Amazon.
Yes.
You've got everything being delivered to you.
Yes. I live in the sticks in Virginia, and I can have Amazon at my door with groceries in 2 hours. Yeah.
What's your nearest shopping?
I don't know.
You don't know.
The hell
You
do I
don't-
care?
You don't go to the supermarket.
I don't go to Old Navy either, but I got jeans.
Amazon sends you the jeans too.
Yes.
Wow. What do you
I-
do with all these boxes you got coming day in and day out? You got boxes waiting for you?
throw 'em
Open
away.
up a little piece, put it in your mouth.
I put them in my mouth like George Washington should have instead of all those wooden teeth. Who knows how long he could have lived?
There you go. Wow. Okay. Learning things.
Hmm?
Learning things
That's
every
life.
week.
That's life.
That's like this show is educational. On that note, I think we're at the conclusion. I want to thank Brett Davis for joining us. Anything new in the works? What's happening in your life, Brett?
I keep an eye on the Best Show Patreon.
Okay.
Trying to work out a new show.
Here comes the big sell. Here we go.
Coming soon.
Here comes the big push from Tom.
The Best Show is going to have more spin-offs than Mary Tyler Moore.
I'm sorry, Brett. I cut you off. I didn't mean to
Oh
cut you
no,
off.
that was it. Yeah. How many spin-offs did Mary Tyler Moore have?
They had 3.
Well, All in the Family probably had more, right?
Yeah, all the family had like 5.
Did they?
Yeah.
Okay.
All
right, so,
Maude,
yeah,
the
all right, sorry.
Jefferson.
My analogy wasn't the best.
Jesus, crack a book open and learn something. Sit there, talk about how educational we are, and then you
Uh-huh.
throw that up there. Come on, Mike.
Speaking of books, Greg, I'm almost done with your second book. The wedding
Oh.
parties. The wedding
Yeah.
parties.
Yeah,
I'll just say this. It's a fun romp.
I'll just say this.
I'll say this. If you're looking for a fun romp.
Mhm.
with
That's it.
people- With people waving guns around and such.
Whoa! Spoilers. Mike.
Wait, that's every entertainment in America. You know, that's not spoiling anything.
And well, I want to bust your chops, but I'm glad you said a fun romp or whatever, because that's what it's intended to be.
It's fun.
So,
Yes.
Thank you.
I mean, I wish I.
Brad,
you know,
how much do you love my book?
I got a Amazon sending it right now.
I'll wait.
So yeah, check out the Manny, and is it the wedding parties? Yes.
It's the wedding parties, and then
Uh-huh.
my older one is the Manny. Shit. What? Oh, sorry. Williamsburg Rats, a Manny's tour of duty.
Yeah.
So
I think
another playful romp.
Yeah. Well, no, I think you know, as much as you torture yourself in that book,
Thank
I
you.
think I prefer it because I feel it's more personal. You know,
Oh yeah. There's no
Yeah.
contest when it comes to that. Yeah.
the wedding
The new
parties
one is
is
pure fiction.
I keep
pure
looking for a
fiction.
character in the wedding parties that I'm saying, oh, this is like close to Greg. I think there's some bits. There's a character. Let me Wayne, is he close to a little bit of
If there is, you're exactly
he's the
right.
closest?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah,
there's-
there's nothing's going to be as pure memoir / personal as the first one. But yeah.
Yeah, Wayne's the only character who has these interior monologues. I thought I was like, what am I reading? Faulkner here? It's like these interior
I get that a lot.
monologues
I'm sorry, Brett, but I
in
get that a lot.
italics.
You-
In
Sorry.
italics?
You're embarrassing me, Mike.
No, I'm enjoying it. I've got about I'm about 3/4 the way through. So I
Nice.
encourage people to check out Greg's books, both available on his favorite monopoly, Amazon.
Zing!
All right.
Which
So
which
that-
you can quit as soon as you order my book. After you order my books, then we'll take a stand together.
Now, how do you make money on there, Greg? Because I think
It's funny. I don't.
I'm just saying, Amazon gets all this content, and I think
Well-
your book is going for like less than $3.
Well, I'll
I-
say this: they are generous in that. Let's say the book's $3. You get 2 of that,
Do
which
you?
I'm okay.
Okay.
I feel like that's okay. But of course, they know that nobody's going to buy your fucking book because there's 8 million of those out there that But they are generous in that way.
Uh-huh.
It's frustrating, but it is what it is.
I didn't think it was always that way. I thought, it was like normal book prices, but when I saw it was like
Well-
$3, I'm like, what's
Well,
this?
I set that.
Oh, you set that.
Yeah, I didn't. I wanted
Oh.
to make it. I didn't want somebody not to buy it because it's $9
Come
or
on, Greg.
something.
You put a lot of effort in that. You should. I mean, you're underselling yourself.
All right,
I
I'll bump
mean-
it up.
Yeah, I mean, pump it up to make it $10, right? $10 is. I mean, books are expensive now.
Brad hasn't bought it yet, so he's freaking out right now.
I mean,
to put my credit card info on it.
$10 is not
That's right.
unreasonable. Wasn't everything $9.99 for a while? Wasn't that a thing on Amazon? I mean, this is
I'm
going
sure,
back.
yeah.
I'm going back to my days when I was actually working in publishing and ebooks were first starting to come out.
Oh
I
yeah,
mean, I think $9.99 was sort of the standard.
probably.
uh,
Yeah,
Why don't put that price up?
I can mess with the price. See what happens. I'm down with that.
Yeah,
All right, that's good advice, Mike.
yeah.
Look at this. We are educational and
Trying to help you
useful.
out, Greg.
Yeah. What
right.
more can we do?
On that note, buy Greg's books. Listen to Egg Fully What? And we'll see you
And-
next week.
See you next week, everybody.